Even when it's pouring down with rain and misty, it's still possible to have a great time ashore and to make great images. In this video, I show you what I managed to achieve in St John's in Newfoundland. Well, this is it. We're in Canada. We've just arrived at St John's. It's a bit misty behind me, so as has just been pointed out, I need to put into practice my own lecture about taking photographs in bad weather conditions. St John's was founded in the early 1600s, but was probably visited about 100 years before that in 1497 by the Italian explorer John Cabot. The town is most famous for being the site of the first transatlantic wireless transmission by Marconi in 1901, but more of that later. I'm now off the ship. I'm in the docks area and just heading into St John's to see what I can see, looking for some of the traditional Canadian houses here to photograph, and then a little bit later I'll be going up Signal Hill. One of the explanations for the coloured houses in St John's is that it was once a fishing community and the houses were painted the same colour and with the same paint as the boats. If a paint can protect a boat in the sea, the same paint ought to be able to protect the wooden houses from the rain. I'm just sheltering at the side of a building. The Newfoundland rain has come to welcome us to St John's. It is absolutely teeming down here. I'll just turn the camera out and you can see the sort of rain along the roadside. I've never let rain or bad weather stop me from making travel photos, and the next video I upload to this channel will be one I shot in the rain in St John's, and it contains lots of advice for how to go about doing just that, including details of how I protect my camera from the weather. Well, the rain stopped and the rain came back again. I'm now sheltering under some trees for a little while. I'm going to have to put the phone away as I'm a bit worried about it getting wet. The island of Newfoundland was combined with mainland Labrador in 2001 to create the province of, Newfoundland and Labrador. Statues of the dogs named after both regions can be found a short walk from the port. Well, I'm back in the cabin. I've walked around St John's for a while. I was passing the ship around lunchtime, so I thought I'd come back aboard to have my lunch here. It's also a good opportunity to try and dry myself and some of my kit off. So in a moment, I'm going to go and have lunch, and then hopefully I'll be heading up to Signal Hill and see what's up there. You can't see it at the moment, but just behind me is Cabot Tower on Signal Hill. And as I was walking up here, the clouds just opened up and created a rather nice effect with the tower and the clouds swirling around it, which I hope will make some rather nice black and white images. I'll drop them into the video at this point for you to have a look at. Cabot Tower was built between 1897 and 1900 to celebrate two events: the 400 years since John Cabot visited in 1497 and Queen Victoria's Jubilee in 1900. I'm going to carry on my way after I've visited a little cafe here called the Chocolate Cafe. Anne is going to be so jealous. Catch you later. Well, I'm now on top of Signal Hill, and you can see behind me the way the mist just swirls around and comes in here. I'm struggling to try and find a way to do this justice. So maybe rather than trying to photograph it, perhaps what I ought to do is just do a quick video of it. As you look at the mist, you can hear perhaps in the background the sound of the foghorn from the lighthouse down below. And then as I pan round, you can see over on the far side the MV Marco Polo. Mist and fog's very common in Newfoundland. It's where the cold Labrador Current and the warm Gulf Stream meet. As the two air temperatures interact, the warm air cools and the moisture in it condenses to form a mist or fog. Apparently, the area above the Grand Banks, a series of underwater plateaus southeast of Newfoundland, are considered the foggiest place in the world, with on average 200 foggy days each year. Behind me on top of the hill is the Cabot Tower on top of Signal Hill, and I'm going to go up there and take a few shots of it as it appears in and out of the mist. On the 12th of December 1901, Marconi, using radio equipment he'd set up at an abandoned hospital near Cabot Tower, received the first transatlantic radio message, the letter S in Morse code. I've come down the hill from Cabot's Tower. You can just about see it in the background in the mist. Here at Queen's Battery are the guns on tracks. And I'm just waiting for the mist to lift a little bit on the tower so I can get some photos of the guns and the tower in the background. Queen's Battery, named after Queen Victoria, has a long history. It forms part of the defence for the narrow entry into St John's Harbour. Founded in the 1660s, it helps protect the city against naval attack. In the 1700s, it was involved in defending the city from the French, who wanted to take over control of St John's from the British. The site was strengthened as a precaution during the American Civil War, and during the First and Second World Wars, it provided protection for vessels in the harbour. This latter conflict saw the end to a military presence at the site. Photographing the battery and Signal Hill in the mist and rain adds atmosphere to the photographs. On Friday, I'll be uploading a video made in St John's offering more advice on photography in the rain. So please subscribe so you don't miss it. And until then, thanks for watching and keep making great photos. Bye for now.